Hi, am I live? Hi, I'm still new here. Welcome to Yoga with Gloria. Welcome to my returning students and any new yogis joining us out there today. Please say hello in the comments so I know who you are and where you're from. Especially if I know you, say hello. So I started live streaming my classes just last week due to the coronavirus outbreak. Please forgive as things are still rough in production. So if you have any questions during the class, just type them into the comments and we'll try to get to you as soon as we can. So, oh, hello, Suresh, you're back. And Deborah, yay. Oh, thank you. Good to see you. RuPaul, hello. Tanaki. Tyler. My Nancy Roy. Good to see you guys. Some of my returning students and some of you are new. I wonder where you're from. Hi, Alan and Kelly from San Francisco. Okay, so we're going to get started now. Thanks for joining me today. I know we're in quarantine this week, and it's just really good and very important to have your connection to your center so any anxiety doesn't spiral out. So this is a great way for me to connect to my center, and I want to share it with my students and any of you out there. So thanks for joining. Let's get started. So we're going to just come in a comfortable seated position. We'll be doing a little bit like a well-rounded flow, but I'll work with eagle a little bit more today. Eagle pose, if you're not familiar with that. We'll start with just the eagle arm. So let's take I'll turn sideways. Let's take your right elbow over the left elbow. Right elbow over the left elbow for eagle arms. So if this doesn't work for you, then if it's like too much for you, you can just hug yourself with your right elbow over the left, okay? So one of these should work for most of you. So once you have the eagle arms, you can lift the arms up as much as you can, and then you'll protract your shoulder blades away from each other and just take your hands away from you and just feel the stretch. Some nice deep breaths. Hey Jen, welcome back. Oh, okay, Deborah, you've been running and your lower back aches. All right. Might switch up some of my stuff so we can get into that. Hi Mia. Thanks for joining. Aren't you in Las Vegas now? Did you move to Las Vegas? Technology is wonderful, huh? Sometimes left elbow over right now. So we're going to do eagle arms, lifting up. And then taking your hands away from your face. Hi, Lena. I'm just getting started here. So I'm just showing people the eagle arms, getting some tension out there. Good. And then we're going to have cactus arms here. And we're going to bring the hands down. Go ahead and clasp your hands behind you, like so. And then you're going to straighten the arms. And go ahead and take your hands over to your left and look over your right shoulder. And then take your hands to the right and look over your left shoulder. Good. And then back to center. Let's take a side bend here. So we're just going to reach over for a side bend. So it could be gentle, just looking up like this. Some of you are more flexible. If you want to go deeper, you can. You don't have to. You can bring elbows down to the mat, or if you have like a block or something, you can do that if you'd like. And fan out the rib cage. The diaphragm can move easier here. And get into the side body here. Other side. Really breathing into the side body, trying to keep your sitting bones down on the floor. And come back to center. Let's drop the right ear to the right shoulder. So if you want to put a little extra weight, you can take your fingertips ever so gently on the top of your head. So some of you, don't need this extra stretch if you're really tense, but some of you it's okay. So make your hand heavy here. You can even touch it on the floor. And then just feel a little bit of a stretch here as you breathe into the side of your neck. Letting your head and your shoulder be heavy. We'll stretch out. Good. Come back to center. We're just going to shrug the shoulders up, back and down. Scoop them forward, up, back and down. And one more time, forward, up, back and down. And then we're going to drop the ear to the other side. Good. You can take your hand out to the side if you like. Inhale through the nose and out the mouth. Just let your head and shoulder be nice and heavy as you breathe deeply. Trying to erase some of these lines of tension that we chronically carry in our upper back and shoulder, neck. If you like to add more weight, go ahead, go for it. Just ever so gently. Don't overdo here. Good. And come on back. And then one more time, shrugging forward, up, back and down. Forward, up, back and down. Forward, up, back and down. And then we're just going to close our eyes just for a quick minute mindful meditation. So sitting in any comfortable seated position. Just connecting to your breath. You can turn the palms up to receive. So just opening all the pores in your body as you inhale. And just be open and receptive to receiving all the good the universe has to offer you today. And then exhaling, letting go of any old energy that no longer serves you. Let it wash down the back and out of your body. As you inhale through the front of your body, receiving, and then exhale, let any old, stale, stagnant energy out of your body. Do one last deep breath in, full of light, happiness, and positive, and then exhale any gray, stale, old energy out. Good, and then we'll take our hands in front of our hearts and drop our gaze. And just take a moment to call up an intention for today's class. And we'll seal that in with 3 Oms, inhaling deeply. All right, open your eyes. Let's start on our backs today. So feet flat on the floor and you're able to touch your heels. And then we're just going to inhale up again. Arms overhead on the inhale and then exhale, coming down. Inhale, nice deep breath in and out. And then pressing down through your feet, rolling up your spine. Nice. All the way up, coming all the way down. Inhale, heel up your pelvis and rolling up your spine. Squeezing your glutes, getting as high as you can and coming down. And inhale up and down. Up and down. 2 more times. Inhale up and down. And last time up and down. And then we're going to work on the eagle pose. So we did the eagle arms and I'm going to show you the eagle legs now. So basically the right knee over the left knee, right knee crosses over the left knee, and then the left elbow over the right elbow. So now you have the eagle legs and the eagle arms. If you need to, you can just cross it like this if you're really tight in your shoulders. Okay, so a little core work here. So eagle crunches. First you can start just lifting the knees up to tap your elbows. Just lifting the knees to tap your elbows. So if this is enough, you can stay here. Otherwise, if you can, you're also going to lift your head and shoulders off the floor as you bring your knees closer. You crunch in together. So elbows reach towards the knees reach towards the elbows. Let's do 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. And then you're going to release your legs and you're going to grab your ankles and bring your big toes to touch. So looks like that, big toes touching. Hands behind your head. Lift your chin and chest. And you're going to swivel your right knee up and then your right elbow down. So try to tap your knee to the elbow and then swivel the left knee to the left and the left elbow to the left. So we're going like 2 lazy Susans here, going side to side. So try to do 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. And then now we're going to do eagle on the other side. So the left knee over the right knee and the right elbow over the left elbow. Again, you can just do the knee coming up towards the elbow, just tapping up like this. Or you can take it a little higher, harder, challenging yourself, bringing your head and shoulders off the floor. Let's do 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. So, how are you doing? Let's see. I wasn't going to do low back, but Deborah wants to do a little low back. So we're going to throw some in. Let's get a block. If you don't have a block, you don't need to use a block. But if you have a block, squeeze it between your knees to get those adductors firing. Or you can just squeeze your knees together as much as you can. Arms out to a T. Pull the knees up towards your chest as much as you can. And you're just going to drop your knees over to one side and then back and then over to the other side, back, dropping your knees side to side, and then it's stretching out your deep low back muscle, your quadratus lumborum. So some of you, if it's really tight, your knees will not touch the floor, and that's fine. You'll just hover as far as you can from side to side. You're welcome. So, side to side. So if you can, you also pull the knees up higher towards your elbow, and that'll stretch deeper if you're ready for it. So listen to your body. Some of you are really tight and you're not ready for that, so you don't want to overdo. Okay, we're going to release the block now. And the same thing, drop the knees to one side, but we're going to kick the top leg straight. Drop the knees to the other side. Let's kick the top leg straight. 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 So keep going side to side. And then if you're able to, you will maybe kick your foot into the opposite hand. So if you have your mats laid out with the other people in your family, or if you come to my classes and we're pretty full, this one gets kind of funny because if you're really close, you start kicking your neighbor's head or something. So let's do 2 more, nice and slow, so you can feel how this stretches your low back. You've got your IT band, your pelvic bones are stacked. And we'll do one last one on each side. Good. And let's come back to center with both feet flat on the floor. And let's start by drawing the left knee into your chest. And we're going to take it across your body for a spinal twist. So you want to stack your sitting bones one over the other here. And this is your spinal twist. If you're able to, this bottom leg, you're going to try to bring it behind you and then maybe bend it and catch it. So you have like a little cattail here. So catching it, and then you can see what feels better in your body. If it feels better to flatten your shoulder blades on the floor and look straight up, or if it feels better to just turn your head over to the right. Let's do a few breaths here. And then release. And then we'll do the other side. So draw the right knee into your chest and take it across your body. So stacking your sitting bones and reaching that bottom leg behind you. See if you can catch it. It's Mighty Joe. Hi, Mighty. Is that say Mighty Joe? Can't. Welcome. We're just getting this little stretch on here. All right, now let's go ahead and come back to center and just notice, take a couple breaths here. Notice how your low back feels. All right, draw the hands right behind your hamstrings, behind your knees, behind your hamstrings. And we're just gonna roll along your spine here. Up and down, up and down. And then if you're able to, you're going to see if you can plant your feet on the floor without touching your hands. And come on up. If it's hard, of course you can touch down. I won't. We can't see you anyway. But it's always fun to try that. All right. So you're going to come to the top of your mat here. And then you're going to circle the arms up and look up. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward, forward fold. Lift and lengthen. Nice flat back. Exhale, fold. And let's take your right leg back, your left leg back. And slowly lower to your belly. We'll take our chin down today and our hands by our hips here. And then we'll come on up for Shalabhasana. So lift everything up. And then exhale, come on down. And then come on up again. Inhale. Exhale, come down. And one more time, coming up. Squeezing everything. Let's point our toes and squeeze our legs in toward each other. And slowly lower down. And we'll bring our hands by our chest and slowly peel up into a cobra. So if you prefer to keep it low, you can come down to your forearms like this. Otherwise, just find your favorite cobra position. Roll the shoulders back. Press into the tops of your feet. Elbows slightly bent and squeezing into the ribs. Take the back of your neck back in line with the spine if you can. Good. And then you're going to look over your right shoulder. And then look over your left shoulder. And come back to center. And let's come on to all fours. Let's do a quick cat-cow. Drop the belly, look up. Exhale, round your back. Tuck your tailbone under. Drop the belly, looking up. Exhale, round your back and tuck the tailbone under. Let's take our fingers to face our knees to stretch the carpal tunnel muscles. If this is too much, you can walk your hands closer to your knees. If it's not too much, you keep it where it is. Okay, let's add lion's breath. Drop your belly, look up. Inhale, exhale all the breath out, sticking your tongue out. One more time like that. And release. Turn your fingers back toward the front. And then we'll do your right arm, left leg. Bird dog. If it's hard to balance, you can just do the leg and keep your hands down. And then you're going to switch. Helps strengthen those erectors on your back and also your spine, your core, and your balance. So you can continue doing this one, or if you really want a challenge, it's not easy. If you really want a challenge, you can come into plank and lift your opposite leg, opposite arm. I know some of you are begging for a challenge out there. Some of you can hardly do, if you don't want to do a challenge, then stay on your knees. But we'll just do one more on each side. Got to give something for everyone, right? Different options. So don't hurt yourself. All right. And then from here, you're going to pop back into downward dog, that triangle shape. And then we'll pedal our feet, shake our head yes and no. All right, let's bring our feet closer together and we're going to lift the right leg. We're going to make circles with our ankle. And then we're going to bring the knee in towards the nose. Hold it for 3 breaths if you can. 2 and 1, and then just put it forward between your hands here. And then we're going to step forward, forward fold. And circle the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Again, circle the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Nice flat back. Exhale, fold. Let's take your left leg back. Your right leg back. Into a plank. 3 breaths here. Nice, strong plank. And then you can lower to your belly. Point your toes. Let's come up for cobra. And downward facing dog. Feet together, left leg lifts. Circle the ankles. And then bring your knee in towards your nose and hold it if you can. 3, 2, 1. And then put your foot forward, building up some heat. 3, 2, 1. And then let's come on forward. Forward fold. And circle the arms up. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. All right, we're going to bend our knees and sink our hips. Coming down into a chair pose. And then we're going to forward fold and clasp our hands behind us. Open up our tight shoulders. If you need, you can use a towel or a strap here like this. Who is Mighty Joe? 3 hellos. I just wonder if these are students that have different names. And Nancy from Louisiana, thanks for joining. All right. Hands to the floor. Let's bend the knees, walk, step, or jump back. So you can come to your belly or chaturanga, cobra up dog, and downward facing dog. Feet together, let's lift the right leg up, bend it and stack it. So lift your knee as high as you can and look under your left underarm. Feel those right hip flexors stretching. And then we're going to bring it forward. Spin the back heel down. Let's come up for a warrior one. So arms overhead. Get pressed into the back foot. Lift up through the front of your head. Let's do eagle arms again. The left elbow over the right. So you can hold here, lifting your elbows and taking your hands away from your face. Or if you can root down through your feet and find a nice balance and a thoracic opening, you can back bend. Okay, come on back. Release our hands. Let's straighten the front leg. And then we're going to hinge forward with the right hand as far as we can, past our toes. And then just grab onto your ankle or your shin or a block. And you're going to rotate out for triangle pose. So your feet are pressing down together and away from each other. And you're lengthening your side body. You can take your top hand parallel to the floor even. And you can circumduct this shoulder all the way around 3 times. Good, and then bring that hand to your waist here. And then you're going to bend the front knee and walk your right hand forward. So some of you might need a block or a wall to lean against. If you want to try this, you just lift the back foot up for half moon pose. So you're going to stack your shoulders, stack your hips, and once you feel balanced, then you can extend your arm up. If it's hard for you and you're afraid to fall, you can do this on your knee here. Then you don't have far to fall, right? Okay, for the rest of us, half moon holding your steady. Bend the top leg, grab your ankle, roll your shoulder back for Chapasana. So not many people can do this, but some of you can. And you're going to slowly release. And let's come on. All right. How are you doing? You guys doing okay? We're going to come into Prasarita here. So heels are in and toes are out. And then you're just going to go side to side a little bit, interlacing your fingers, hips back. The sun is coming in. Sorry. So the shades are drawn, but it still comes through these lines here. Again, we're gonna, if you're more flexible, you're gonna come down. If not, then please stay up. You don't wanna hurt yourself. Good. Feel this inner thigh stretch. And then other side. Oh, yay, Jen. So Jen, I know that you can come all the way down because you're more flexible, but most of the class you will stay up. So I'm just trying to show all the modifications here. 3, 2, 1. Got to get our stretch on. One more on each side here. If you want to take the bind, you can. So you'll just take your hand behind you and add a little bonus shoulder stretch. And one more on the other side. Optional bind. All right, so we're going to quarter turn to the other side and come into warrior one, facing the other direction. So pressing down through your feet, lifting up through the crown of your head, and then taking your eagle arms, your right elbow over the left. Good. Again, you can stay here or just take the hands away from your face or root down through, ground down through your feet. And maybe find a back bend for those of you that have that practice. Coming back. And let's release, and let's straighten the front leg. Hinge forward with the left hand as far as you can, and find your triangle pose. So root down through your feet. Good. So that side body stretching, and then stretching the top hands parallel to the floor if you can. Good. Long through the side body, then you can circumduct your shoulder. Nice big circumduction. And then bending the front knee, coming to your half moon. So I know some of you, Suresh, sometimes you need that wall, right? Hopefully you have a wall at home. Come on and walk. You can do this. Sometimes we need a wall, sometimes we don't, right? So balance is a tricky thing. Like every day is different. You have a lot on your mind. Seems to make your balance more difficult. So we're gonna slowly come on down. Let's step back and we'll take a child's pose or a puppy pose. So puppy pose, so child's pose, you guys know, is just like this. So this is your resting pose. Anytime you're tired, you can do this pose. Puppy pose, you'll bring your hips over your knees, reach your arms forward, and you just melt your head and your chest down. All right, clasp our hands here. Let's pop into a quick shoulder opener for dolphin pose, pressing down with the elbows. See if you can get the head off the floor. If that's okay for you, feet together, right leg up. Take your left hip back. 3, 2, and 1. And then other side. Press down with the right foot. Lift your left foot straight up. It's kind of almost an inversion. It's good for your lymphatic system. Get everything moving. Good. Come on back. And bend your knees. And let's come on. All right. So hands separate. Index fingers are parallel. See if you can lift your shins up parallel for just a little heat. Let's just do 3 more breaths. 2 more breaths. And straighten the legs. Bend your knees. Walk, step, or jump to the top. And lift and lengthen, nice flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, let's come on up. All right, let's get to one of our peak poses today. It's going to be eagle pose. We've been talking about, we did the eagle legs and the arms. So this one, you really want to try to balance. So let's try it. I'll turn sideways so we'll be on the same leg. Put all your weight to your left foot. And then the eagle leg, you're going to cross your right foot, your right leg over the left leg. So some of you, it's too difficult. You can just do this. You can even just do this if you want. So you can also use a block here like this. If you have a block or a soup can. Or those of you that are more advanced, you can just twisty tie your foot all the way around like a pole. Twist it all around your shin there. Drop your hips and then your left elbow over the right elbow. So steady and strong. So try to sink your hips, lift your elbows, and stay steady and strong in your eagle. Try not to look at anything wavering. So find your dristi that's not moving. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Kick it open. Step out. And we'll do the other side. So you're going to cross your left knee over the right, twisty tie, or whatever you did the first time, the first time. Sink your hips, right elbow over left. This is your full eagle pose. Sink your hips, lift your elbows, hands away from the face. 3, 2, and 1. And release. Come on up. All right. How did you guys do with that? I hope it was good. Let's come on down. And we're going to do a gate pose here. So you're going to set up like this. If you're mirroring me, you'll take your left foot out. And if you need to pad your knees, you can, of course, stack up your knees. So arms out. Lift up through the crown of your head. Inhale. And then exhale. Let's drop our hand to the floor and reach all the way over. Nice and long, stretching through your side body. Of course, you can use a block here for those of you that prefer a block. And then come on back. And then other side. Reach. And feel that side body stretching. All right, so now you have a choice of either doing the side bend again, or if you want to take it into kind of like a wild thing on your back or a little back bend, what you'll do is you'll take your straight leg behind you, and then you can take your hand behind you or on a block. Shift your, here, let me go sideways. Then you'll shift your hips forward and find a little bit of a back bend. So not for everyone. If this doesn't work for you, then just do that side bend again. Good. Come on back. And we'll do the other side. So knees together and stretch your opposite leg out, whichever one you didn't do at first. So I'll just do the same thing. So lengthen up through the crown of your head. Your hip is right over your knee for the first one. Okay. So we're going to come on down, holding the block if you can't reach, and side bend. You want to really press that pinky toe into the floor, send this energy all the way up the side body, fan out the rib cage, really get a nice deep stretch in there. And inhale, lengthen up through the crown of your head and stretch the other direction. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me, what I'm doing here. Okay, and then you can either do the side bend again, or you'll take your, whatever leg is straight, you'll take that behind you. And then your hand that's on the floor, you also take it a couple inches behind you. You'll bring your hips forward so it's over your knee. And then you'll find a little heart opening. Maybe even a mudra here, forearm and thumb touching. Open up your heart. And slowly come on back down. All right. So we're going to come on down. We're going to do supta, let's do Baddha Konasana, soles of your feet together. And you can grab your ankles here. You can walk your sitting bones back so you make more of a diamond shape if you like. And then you'll press your knees out as you lean forward. And if you like to use a block, you can use a block. Or just lean forward, yeah. Then come on up and you're going to straighten one leg. So heels down, toes up, and spin the inner thighs back. You want to make sure your pelvis is not forward where you're dumping in your back. You're not sitting like a C shape in your spine, but instead you're pressing the pelvis is down. So let me just show you this side. So you don't want to sit like this. It's not going to feel good on your spine and it's not good for your spine. So what you want to do is sit like this. So almost like trying to make a ducktail. Try to make a ducktail. Good. So with the ducktail, and what helps you is if you just grab your inner thighs and roll them out. Just roll the flesh out. You can grab your glutes and roll the meat out, and that'll make your pelvis rock forward. Then you lengthen up through the crown of your head, activate your foot, and you can either just stay here like this. So you're pressing your hand into the leg and turning towards your bent knee, and maybe slowly finding a side body stretch here. So it won't be that deep for some of you. Some of you can come all the way to the floor, maybe grab your foot with both hands. So everyone's different. You can use blocks. If you have blocks here, you can just kind of chillax here, like maybe elbow to your leg, and just kind of do this. So the goal is not to go to your deepest stretch here. You just want to go like to your 60% maybe. So I'm just going to chill here, leaning my head like this. You can take your hand up here and look up at the elbow. You should feel a nice stretch in your QL, deep low back muscles. Okay. Again, if you're more flexible, you'll grab. All right. Slowly come on up. You're going to go under your knee and lift it up. And we'll do the other side. So rolling the flesh back so the pelvis is tilted correctly. And then pressing in to the inner leg here and turning the whole chest towards your bent knee. Right. And then from there, you're just going to lean towards your straight leg, any amount, even a little bit. So if it's hard for you, if you have a wall, it's nice to just lean up against a wall so your back is flat and it's more supported, but it's fine. Just whatever you, just kind of chill, relax here. Feel that side body stretching. Maybe hold your head and look up. All right. Then we're gonna come into a hip opener. So you have a choice of Pigeon, which is a lot of people's favorite choices here. You'll take your right knee out to the edge there and bring your heel right in about where your pubic bone is to start. You can stay here, or you can hold on to your foot and parallel the front to the top of your mat. Make sure your knee doesn't feel weird here. You want to dorsiflex. Your toes are pointing back towards your knees. So it's the opposite of pointing your toes. You can stay here. You can stay up on your forearms or in a block. And if your hip is really high, really tight, then you can shove a blanket or a block under that. Oh, the modification, if this is too hard for you, you can come down to your back and you'll bring your right ankle over your knee, and then you'll take your right hand between and just like that. Clasp it behind your hamstrings, or if you want to go deeper, you'll clasp it in front of your shin. Okay. I think, Alina, you like to do this instead of the Pigeon. So just remember, when we take the mermaid option, if you're on your back, you just release your hands and keep the same shape in your foot here and drop your top foot over to the left and grab your foot, and you find a little spinal twist here and you'll feel hip stretch. Everybody else, we're gonna, from Pigeon pose, we're gonna come on up and turn to your left. See if you can bend your knee and catch your foot. And if you can, you'll pull it in. And if that works out, you might practice your mermaid pose if you have that practice. So you'll just try to squeeze your core, squeeze your inner thighs together, And see if you can lift your arm without falling over. And maybe even clasp. You'll release. Step it back. You can switch sides, or you can take one more cobra. And then you'll do the other side. So squaring your hips forward. And then coming down, maybe to forearms. And then we carry a lot of emotions in our hips, so this is a really good pose to just stretch and release all of that emotion. So a lot of people like to come all the way down, sleepy pigeon like this, which is fine, but you'll just notice a little disconnect when you come all the way down from the piriformis, which stretches from the middle of your glute all the way fanning out to the outside. So if you can, you stay up on forearms and keep it active. Okay, and up. If you can, you will come back and pull your foot in a little quad stretch. If you're more flexible, you will bring your fingers up, lift your elbows up, and do that. Okay. Optional mermaid here. And release. All right, let's bring it in. All right, so let's just circle around here, sitting. And the other way. Just have a few more minutes, so you can come on down and do just a quick inversion, legs up, or elbows in, palms up. And if you want to do a shoulder stand, I know some of you in my regular class can do a headstand, Suresh, if you want to pop in to one. Go for it. Not for everybody, but yeah, maybe I should not do it. Maybe I'll do what you guys should be doing. Most of you will be doing this. Oh, thank you for joining, Naomi, from Minnesota. That's nice to hear that this goes all the way over there. So, yeah, any kind of inversion you can do just to get the blood flowing back like that is great. So I'm just going to pop in for a second where we only have maybe a minute. If you want to go into Shavasana now, you can. Otherwise, just your legs up the wall. Or a shoulder stand. If you're in shoulder stand, then feel free to go into plow pose with the head, your feet over your head anytime. And you'll slowly come on down. If you're in a headstand or handstand, you can take a quick child's pose. And then we'll come on up. And so we'll take the palms up and we'll bring the arms up, collecting universal nourishing chi. And bring your hands in front of your heart. Press your hands into your heart center as you smile and feel blessed. And smile and think of one or two things you're most grateful for today. And with gratitude for our practice here together, let's offer one Om, inhaling deeply. Om. Thanks for joining, everybody. Please, if you liked the video, please subscribe and click the like button. I don't know where it is, somewhere. And you can make a comment or something and share with your family or friends that you think, well, everyone needs the yoga, but we're not sure who will do it. Anyone that you think will do it. And yeah, leave me comments. Again, I'm not a YouTuber, so you can tell me how to improve these classes. I think live streaming is good for us now because we need community, because we're, we can't go out and socialize. Well, we can in the Bay Area. We're in quarantine, but thanks for joining, everybody. Be safe. Our next stream is Sunday at 5 p.m. at Pacific time. Thank you. Bye.